This is Tech Radio from techcentral.ie. Get every episode of Tech Radio by clicking follow on your podcast player right now.
Earlier this year, Enterprise Ireland announced the 15 graduates of its New Frontiers programme for startups. One of those successful companies is eofis, which has developed an AI summarisation and learning tool. Niall Kitson caught up with their Chief Technology Officer, Tiarnach Riada, to find out how it works.
Tiarnach, we often see great businesses founded on great ideas. So how did your great idea come about with eofis?
Yeah, so it kind of started way back. I've always been pretty much a terrible student. I leave all my study to the end. I forget it, I postpone it, and I do it in a frantic rush. And this, the first concrete event where this really bit me was I was away on exchange in Switzerland, and I came away from that anyway, 6 months early, with 4 failed exams and 3 with top marks. And I was sitting on the plane home watching the Alps fade away. I was like, I can't keep doing this. This is crazy. I'm going to have to figure something out. So yeah, over the next 7 months where I was working in software, waiting to go back to uni, I kind of drafted together sort of a software approach of a few different things that I was trying and that were working. That was the sort of original thing. And then in my final year of college, so the year after I came back then, I picked a final year project where the project coordinator had put forward an idea of flashcards automatically generated from text of casual reading. And I was like, this is a cool idea, but I think we could do more. So yeah, that was kind of the first time where that started coming together. And the final sort of pivot to what we're doing now came a few months ago down here in Cork on the New Frontiers programme, where there was a lot of research coming at me, and I realised that the problem that we've been having all along, and I was trying to solve with flashcards, with automatic generation, was one of data. There's too much data, and we were trying to sort it and figure out what is the most important thing I need to do right now, the most important thing I need to read, and then the next important and the next important. So that's what we've been working on since then.
How have you gone about solving the problem of having really important stuff that you need to remember on top, as opposed to presenting kind of wholesale amounts of information?
Yeah, so it's, and I know this is a very tech-centric podcast, but I think it relies on the human. It's very, fundamentally, you could call it a sort of low-tech married with high-tech approach. What we do is we give a best effort prioritization and then provide a brief snapshot, a summary across various dimensions of an individual source of data, like a journal article or something like that. And then we prioritize those in a list, and then give them to the subject matter experts, whatever subject that might be. For example, if they're environmental sustainability investment consultant, they will have particular specialties, so they will know better than any model we can train what exactly is useful to them. So we use large language models to prioritize this stuff, to summarize it, to give a brief glimpse of it. And then we provide various numeric metrics, and brief summary words to the user to make the final call on what's important or what's not.
That's really interesting, because looking at large language models, we are getting used to the idea of everything being in place and all you have to do is interrogate it to get the information you want. Of course, with Google Bard, we're seeing a little bit more detail on that now. So it's something that you guys have kind of baked into the solution. And I think that's a really interesting development. You've sort of touched upon there. I mean, the problem came from an academic background, but there's applications in an awful lot of industries as well. So if you can tell us a little bit about how that's working.
Yeah, so it originally was academic, and the temptation is, this is the world I know, this is the world I'm going to work for. But I think that would be leaving a lot of people out of the loop that could benefit from this. So where we've found this to have a home is in research, yes, but also in industrial research. So for large corporations, with investment consulting. So people come in and tell you where the best place to put your funds are, because there's a lot of information involved there, a lot of novel research information. And that's really like the characterizer of our customers, of the people we've been talking with, and who've been most interested and have gotten the most use out of it. It's for people who do novel research, who have to collect information from across a multitude of sources. And then in a sense, it's for everybody, because we're all researchers now. We're all surrounded with this like vast ocean of data coming at us every second. And we kind of all need help to prioritize it. It's just with some people, that help is more directly tied, that need is more directly tied to their job, to what they do day to day.
I suppose tied to that is that sort of personalized journey as well. Not so much just picking the sort of the sources you want to work with, but managing your learning schedule or the style of learning that you're going to be adopting.
Yeah. Yeah. And we do that end of it as well. So the prioritization comes in, you have your stuff, you've digested it, you've created some form of data on top of that, like notes, some sort of conclusions, and then we structure it and we deliver to you the stuff that you say you want to learn, that you're going to need. And we do deliver that in like a learning form on a schedule. Because it's all connected top to bottom, like.
So looking at sort of the reception that you've gotten from the market, you've already gone through a student program in Nova UCD where you were very successful. You've just finished Enterprise Ireland's New Frontiers program at NTU. So clearly there's an appetite for this kind of solution. How has your business journey been on this?
So my business journey, my personal one, from having like a very prejudiced view as an engineer, for people doing business, that's totally flipped on its head. Our business journey has been going really well, far better than I thought it was going to go when I was doing a project in college. But yeah, we don't have any paying customers yet, but we have customers, which is so nice. The only barrier stopping us is getting the next version of the product out. So we've had a few alphas out, and now it's time for a beta that I would feel comfortable charging for. So that's coming out in the next few months. So really excited about that, obviously. But that's kind of where our business journey is. And it kind of, like, as you said, the various programs were really helpful. And particularly New Frontiers down here in Cork. It's just the chance to work full time on the project and get paid was just brilliant. And it's not just the money, it's also the people that you're surrounded with. They're all so interested in you, in your business, and they're also knowledgeable. They just really want to help. And the other participants in the program as well, all these fascinating backgrounds. Like, it's such a diverse group of people, the most diverse group of people I've ever been in, and they're all focused on helping you, on helping your business succeed. It's brilliant.
Lastly, let's look at a bit at sort of bringing the product to market, bringing the solution to market. You're relying an awful lot on feedback from companies you work with, from people that you've put out the alpha version to. How have you found your ability to integrate that feedback? Has the product been as flexible as you hoped, or will it require a little bit more work to get it fine-tuned?
Both. It is very flexible to development, because we're using a particular low code solution. Before we were just building everything in React, and which is, like, I'm not going to knock React. I'm not mad. Like, it's brilliant, but speed of iteration is just too slow. So we switched to a low code thing, and it's just like the schedule is someone will give us feedback on a Monday, and I will have first version of that integrated on a Wednesday and then full version on a Friday. Like, it's just brilliant. You can just come back around so quickly.
And that was Niall Kitson chatting with the Chief Technology Officer from eofis, Tiarnach Riada.
Tech Radio is produced by DustPod.io. From me, Artemis, goodbye.